What's going on, my guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Garrett with Game by the Beach. Very excited to be here with you today because we're going to be bringing you the age-old Meteor Minotaur deck and trying it out on the ladder. If you guys haven't seen the news, Minotaur as well as Meteor, I know Meteor, but I'm pretty sure Minotaur as well, is getting adjusted in update 19.0. It's not going to be as strong a combination. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, absolutely both of them are going to be nerfed in the upcoming update just because they have such a high win rate together. So I'm going to be trying it out, both of them at level 9, and seeing how strong they are at around 5,000 trophies, and if it's actually worthwhile or if it's much more of a nerf for when they're at max level talents. Guys, grab your coffee, grab your device, and let's head on down to Game by the Beach. Welcome back once again, fellas. We're going to be jumping right into a game here, one that I just played maybe an hour ago, and we're showing off the combination of Minotaur and Meteor because in the update 19.0 that's coming very, very soon, it actually is probably maybe even this week, both of those cards are going to be nerfed. So we're looking at this deck in a couple of different ways, okay? Well, I've got level 9s, a level 9 Meteor, level 9 Minotaur. We're going to be rocking the Berserker Might talent as well as the Burning Comet talent. And those are the ones that you want to rock with, okay? If you're going to be doing this deck, you don't want to go Fiery Bolide because you have to build stacks. And if you're going Burning Comet, stacks don't matter. Damage doesn't matter. You just build mana, and any way you can take out monsters, you're going to do so. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's all Snowflake, if it's all Minotaurs, if it's all whatever. But if you're going Fiery Bolide, you need to have the damage come from Meteor. So that's kind of the difference, okay? So you'll see even in this first wave that we're pretty much only using our Snowflake. We're going to be using it as much as possible. We do have our Snowflake at level 5, which I'm kind of proud of. And the only thing that really does, I really wish it had lasting slow, lasting cold. It doesn't. But it freezes your opponent's board every once in a while when there is a new unit summoned. So you'll probably see it at least a few times. I think it happened already at least once. But it is definitely worthwhile. It's definitely something that's annoying to play against. I played against it, and it's definitely frustrating. But yeah, this deck is super fun. At a high level, this deck is really, really good. But we're going to be trying to find at least a couple of wins today on the ladder. And after we go into this game from the replay, we're obviously going to jump into a game live. And what happens, happens. We win or lose. You're going to see us play it in action, live in action, and seeing how we do. But okay, 7 seconds until Gorgon. I'm really not going to be doing anything. I know we're going to take out Gorgon either way. Not worried about it. I'm going to hit my Snowflake at the last possible second just in order to get the most mana possible. He actually didn't take his Gorgon out fast enough to where he would have gotten it triggered. The only reason I point that out is, say it was Tribunal, say it was Monkey King, say it was Bedlam. He would have gotten switched. That's a really good thing to note. Okay, already his damage is low. So just something to point out right there. And guys, if you haven't already noticed, we are traveling this week. So these videos are a little bit in advance. I apologize for that, but we're going to be trying to push out as many videos as possible for this current week. And I don't think we're going to be able to have one for every single day. It's just not going to happen. Just caught up, too busy, whatever. So I apologize on that for sure. But come beginning of May, we'll be back beginning of May. We'll be streaming that Tuesday. We'll be good to go. We'll be right back on track doing videos, all that good stuff. So don't you worry. It's just a little week vacation. I got to take a vacation from the sun and palm trees and go to some place with sun and palm trees. That's how it goes, right? Bedlam in 40 seconds. We already maxed out our Meteor. We just maxed out our Minotaur and our Pretzel. And we're just riding steady at this point, okay? All I'm doing is snowflaking. Every once in a while, I merge a Meteor Comet with a non-Meteor or a Mime. Those are pretty much the best options. You try not to merge purple orbs with each other because it doesn't benefit it double, okay? And I'm not 100% if that's accurate, actually. But you don't need to. I promise you don't need to. So 5 seconds. We're going to hit our snowflake in just a second. There it is. And are we going to do one merge? Yes, we are to get back as far back to our portal as possible. 134k versus 139k. And we aren't going to merge anything, and we're going to take it out no matter what. So we're in a good spot. Even if Bedlam switched us, I don't think it would have been a problem. But it's really fun playing this deck because Meteor plays totally different than pretty much any other deck out there. Okay, so it's always a little bit unique to play and have a little bit of fun. And if you can also get a couple of wins on the way, along the way, absolute best case, right? So, Warlock coming up. I want to figure out what the maximum amount of damage I can output with our Meteor, because it's a really interesting thing to think about, right? So, you don't necessarily have to think about, okay, my max Cultist against this guy's max Inquiz. Which one's better? Inquiz, Cultist, which one's better? This deck, that deck, his account, my account. At the end of the day, other than like some crazy, equipment, or maybe he's rocking Clock of Power, or maybe he's got Shaman, other than those like outliers to this system, you can find out what benchmark you're going to hit for damage. Let's say my maximum damage I can output for Meteor in a game is 200,000. Okay, 200 million. 200 million damage, okay? So if I go up against a Max Inquiz, I know for a fact the Max Inquiz, pretty much regardless of what they're playing, Max Inquiz can make it to 1 billion damage. Let's see if we take this out immediately. Yes, we do. They can make it to 1 billion damage. My Meteor is not going to win that game. It doesn't really matter what they do. It doesn't really matter what I do. I'm only going to hit 200. So I think it's really worthwhile understanding what your deck output is, so you're not getting frustrated when you're playing against these people and you lose when you didn't expect to lose, to when, okay, hey, they made it to 500 million. Your deck can only make it to 300 million. That's the reality of the situation, right? There's not a whole lot you can do. But for right now, I don't know what our Meteor hits. So we're going to try and find that out in today's game. And then going forward, we can understand a little bit better about what we should expect from this deck. Tribunal in 22 seconds. We've got a bunch of Minotaurs. We just merged one right there. You can see the Rockfall. I absolutely love the combination of Meteor, Minotaur, as well as Pretzel. It works really, really cohesively, and I still think Pretzel is the best slow. I love Cold Mage. Cold Mage stinks. Stinks. It doesn't slow Vortex. It doesn't slow fast monsters. It just doesn't trigger fast enough. I'm going to do a merge right there. Take out Tribunal before it hit. He did take a hit from Tribunal right there. And this is where the tables start to turn a little bit, because we took that out. That timing was beautiful. And he took a hit over there, which, of course, anytime they can take a hit and we don't, it's obviously going to be best case. It's just always interesting playing Meteor because the monsters are going far past your board, and it always looks like you're kind of in trouble. And then you just end up being okay. But he's working on a Bannerlord right now. We're going to find a couple of orbs that we're going to merge right there. Do a percent damage. Yeah, remember, Burning Comet is percent damage if you use an orb, right? So you got to make sure that you can chunk it down with the orb. But when you're trying to finish it off, you'll see I'm going to merge 2 rank 2s right there. When you're trying to finish it off, you need to use a regular Meteor, no orb, so it does an actual amount of damage rather than a percent. Okay, just a really, really important thing to note when you are playing Meteor, if you are new to Meteor. We're going to do a little spam right there. I think I merge one more. No, I do not. But here comes Dark Priest. So, Dark Priest is actually really good for him. It's not really bad for us, but it's not bad for him either. It's very... Actually, you know what? He doesn't have Purify. It's only level 9. He doesn't have Purify. So if he got hit by Dark Priest on one of his Inquisitors, which he did, that rank 3 up here, I can't point at it, but his rank 3 actually did get hit on that Knight statue. That's a really big deal. He doesn't have Purify, so that's a tough situation for him to be in. But look at our board. We've got 17, 18, 19,000 mana. And all we got to do is make sure that we find Meteors, because we're not at a lack of mana. We're just sometimes can get a little landlocked. And here we go. We're going to start spamming out. I'm getting a little bit nervous. I can spam out another Meteor incoming. Here, we don't really see a whole lot of mini-bosses, so I'm not necessarily worried about not using orbs or using orbs. Using an orb is going to be beneficial. Not using it doesn't really matter. It's still going to be beneficial. I'm going to do another one right there. We're working all the way back. King Pudding and Tamer coming up. We've still got 18,000 mana. We're going to do another orb right there. Woo, that got us over 20,000 mana from that one hit. We're nearing 21,000. We got a couple of meteors here, and we're going to merge an orb to start, which did about 3 million. Then we're going to do a normal one that did 0. Meteor's wild. If it was a high-ranking meteor, that probably would have taken out King Pudding, but it didn't. We're going to do another meteor right there. I think that's either 3 or 4 meteors that we've merged. We're trying to find another one here. We found one there. We're going to do a normal one. Didn't do any damage to that Tamer. We're going to do another %. So we did take out the Tamer, which, thank goodness, but he is going to take one hit right there, and we're still trying to take out this King Pudding. We actually broke it down into the 2. I'm going to merge meteors once more. We take 2 hits. You guys didn't see how this game, what the stats were or how this game finished, so you already know it's about to be crazy, okay? We both took hits on that wave. Meteor is just so variable on the damage output that it is. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really not. Only time can tell, right? So we're going to hit that Vortex right there. We're still going to keep on chipping away. Our board looks a little bit crazy. We did take that Vortex out, which gives me a little bit of relief because his is steaming around his board. We're hitting our Bannerlord, and there is a victory. Let's check out the damage here. 200 million. We did about 200 million, a little over 200 million. Only 130 from our Meteor. But we were falling off. I don't think we go much further. I don't know what we could really do realistically to try and get closer to 300 million, try to get closer to 400 million. That's when you're really, really taking on like some of those Blade Dancer decks, some of those Cultist decks. I think my Cultist deck probably caps out at about... I don't think I've ever made it to 500. I really don't. So I think 200 is actually pretty significant from a level 9 Meteor. But that's one game in the books, fellas. Let's jump in to one more game live and see if we can cap this video off with a win. Back in once again, and we're going up against, look at that little freeze right there, against another level 9 Inquisitor. Okay, another level 9 Inquisitor. Let's check out his stats here. Level 6 bow, level 10 armor, nothing too crazy, but we're not here to judge. Okay, Inquis is Inquis. We all know it's a great card, even if it's a little bit under-leveled. It's definitely a good thing that he doesn't have Purification. That makes my life a little bit easier. But we're interested to see how this is going to work out, okay? Because let's try and have our goal, not to necessarily win. Of course, we want to win. But let's have our goal to output more than 200 million damage, okay? We want to try and get closer to that 300 million damage benchmark and really prove that this deck can work well. And if you have a higher level Meteor, higher level Minotaur, higher crit, better equipment, any of that stuff, this deck will work very, very well for you, okay? This is showcasing rather low-level cards. I just got a comment the other day asking me to show more free-to-play decks. I love making free-to-play decks. It's very troublesome. I make not even free-to-play decks. I make decks that are just like a little bit outside the meta, and you'll already have trouble winning. It's just kind of the reality of the game today, especially if you're pushing trophies just like a little bit. But this is pretty close. Level 9 Legendaries is at least a little bit realistic. Let me know where you guys are at in Legendaries. Do you have a higher level Meteor? Let me know if you have a max. Let me know if you don't have Meteor. Let me know where you guys are in terms of card levels for Meteor, Minotaur, and things of that nature. Because I'm interested. I love making free-to-play content. You just don't win very much. I can show off a deck that's super fun. I wish you luck. But here we go. Warlock in 2 seconds. We're just going to hit our Snowflake right here. And I don't think we're going to need to do anything, but I might just chunk it down a little bit. 50, yeah, I'll hit one here. We didn't need to. We didn't need to. It died before we even got there. Okay, doesn't matter. Moving on to Tamer. So we're just going to level up a couple of these. Let's max out our Minotaur. He's going for 7 Inquisitors. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. As of right now, they're not in great spots. And actually, you notice, we've got our Amulet of Weakness tiles. Worthwhile, okay? We really haven't talked about our equipment whatsoever. I'm rocking Sturdy Staff, level 1 Epic, as well as a level, I think it's actually a level 2 Amulet of Weakness, Epic. And then, of course, we've got our Mage Robes, which I think is really important. And another one of the reasons we wanted to play Meteor, because Mage Robes works really, really well. And it works well against Meteor as well. But ours is a level 5 Legendary, my only actually substantial equipment right there. So, 45 seconds to go. I think we're in a decent spot. We're fine. We've got, I guess we'll just, I don't know. I guess we'll do nothing. I guess we got nothing. I'm already out of coffee here. Actually, I got a little bit left. But we're going to continue on here. And remember our goal. 200 mil, aim for 250. We got to like 209, I think, something like that. So let's aim for 250 here. 18 seconds. Tamer coming up. It's quite the lull at the moment. Nothing too crazy going on. We're kind of chilling. He's chilling. We're chilling. I'm not merging. We got 3,000 mana. Everybody's maxed out. I'm just going to hit my Snowflake in a few seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Let's do that. And I'll do this. Just to try and make sure that everything is gone. And I'm going to copy a couple of meteors right there. Combine out some pretzels right there. And again, I like our board. We've got a bunch of rank 1 meteors. I love rank 1 meteors. Tamer once again. I think to win this game, realistically, boss number 3 is not going to matter. Boss number 4 might start to get a little bit hairy. But boss number 5 and going forward from there, we just want something that's going to affect him negatively. We want Bedlams. We want Warlocks. We want Puppeteers. We want things like that. That's going to help us. It's going to help us a lot. So let's, Tamer as of right now, again, doesn't really matter. I'm going to merge very little. We're going to try and build up as much mana as possible. We'll probably get upwards of like 10,000 mana by the end of this wave. Going to keep hitting our Snowflake as many times as possible. We're only going to be able to get it one more time at the end of this wave because you can hit it at like 120, a minute 20, 45 seconds, and then at like 10 seconds you can hit it again. So 30 seconds here, 25 seconds. I could hit it if I wanted right here. I'm not going to because we're still taking things out. Absolutely fine. And Meteor is just it's an absolute test of patience. Okay, patience. I think was that my second Meteor that I merged this game. Absolutely hilarious. We're gonna get another unit on our board. We're gonna hit our Snowflake right there, and I think I'm just gonna do one here, just to try once again to get as much mana as possible, take out as much of the wave as possible before the wave ends. Because the more mana, the better. The less HP a boss has, it's all beneficial. Because then I don't even need to try and take out the boss. We'll just take it out on his own. Assassin's worthwhile. So that's another one of those bosses that is definitely more beneficial for us than it is for him, right? If he gets hit by Assassin, and it's a high-ranking Knight statue, a high-ranking Pretzel, not Pretzel. Does he have Pretzel? He does have actually Pretzels. High-ranking Inquis especially, right? It's definitely going to be a big problem. For us, not so much. I'm just going to do this and this just to slow everybody down. I don't really have any cards that I'm thrilled about. I'm going to do that as well. Another Meteor. None of my Meteors have orbs. But yeah, he gets hit by Assassin. That's good news. That's good news. I'm just going to do that. Bunch of pretzels. Really not a bad thing. I'm going to hit a little Snowflake in just a second, and then just a normal Meteor. We haven't found any rank 2, rank 2 Meteors, unfortunately, which is a little bit interesting. We have some rank 1s. I did say I like rank 1s. Did he get hit by anything cool? Did he take it out before it hit? I didn't even notice. I was worrying about us. We got plenty of pretzels. This is way more pretzels than I typically go for. I definitely like my board being way more full of meteors rather than anything else. 47 seconds, so I'm going to hit my Snowflake here. Perfect. I think I can hit that. That'll be good, and that's exactly what we needed. So I'm going to wait until it gets to, like, kind of up here. And then I'm going to merge the big one. That'll do a nice little chunk. I'll do this, a normal meteor. We should be fine. I think we take this out, no problem. Just looks a little bit scary. And with 18 seconds, Bedlam, he's having a really tough time. Let's keep on pushing the issue here, because it is going to make it so that he has more monsters on his board. So I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And I think he's out. I think that's going to be a GG. I'm going to hit one more meteor just to push the issue again. And yeah, we could have done a little bit better at the end there, but I can do this. And we're going to get switched, but so is he. I can just do that, and that'll probably kill it. Love that. Love that interaction. He took a hit. Rank 5 on an Amulet of Weakness is now a Dryad. Not a whole lot he could do. I would not be surprised if he ended up just quitting out. And we're definitely not going to hit that 250 million benchmark. This guy had way more of a tough time than our last opponent. He actually found a rank 5 Knight statue there, which is not bad. I'll just merge this for now, just to slow everybody down. Hit a little snowflake. Let's chunk everybody down here. That was a hefty boy. I'm going to go here because it should be able to hit both of those. He's still hanging in there. He got to 4 Inquises. And that is a GG. Hit him with a good game. What do we end up? 85 million. We actually did more damage right there with our Minotaur than with our Meteor. How the heck did that happen? That's actually really, really crazy to think about. And that in itself just shows how powerful this combination is. One game to the next, one damage unit can be better than the other damage unit, depending on your card levels, but depending on just what bosses you see, depending on where you ended in the game. Pretty cool, fellas. Guys, definitely try this deck out before they nerf it. See how far you can get. We're going to be trying it again after the nerf, but with my card levels, it's already a little bit of a struggle. These two opponents were a little bit of anomalies. I'm not going to try and avoid that conversation. A little bit lower. We got to almost double their crit. We've got equipment a little bit better than theirs. So after the nerf, I'm really interested to see what those two cards are going to look like. But guys, that is going to be the end of this YouTube video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll check you guys out in tomorrow's video.